Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the SOTA Pop podcast. As always, SOTA stands for School of the Arts, and pop just sounds nice next to it. I'm Grayson Wagner, and today I have as our guest a very talented actor, a UNA student, a very multi-talented person, Matt Jones.
Hi.
Matt, can you introduce yourself? Just give us a little rundown.
Okay. Hi, my name is Matt Jones. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a sophomore at UNA. My major is cinematic arts and theater with concentration in acting for stage and screen.
You got the resume.
Yes.
I feel like I'm reading all the bullet points.
And I'm also pursuing a certificate in musical theater.
Perfect. You got all the... I feel like I was reading your little Wikipedia page right there. That was so perfect. Before we get into all of your amazing acting stories and all of your experiences at UNA, we do a little segment called Fresh Squeeze.
Ooh.
So we have some lemonade here.
Ooh.
First off, we're going to try this lemonade. This is Market Side Lemonade, naturally flavored.
I love the lemony design.
Yeah, it's like a little cartoon lemon, and it says shake well. So let's shake well. That's good content.
All right.
Cheers. I know you're a pulp guy. Do you like that?
I like it. I wasn't expecting the pulp.
It's one of these hippie places. They got all the little cartoons on it, and it says Market Side.
But
it makes
it's
sense.
good. It's not like overly sweet, but it's not like it doesn't leave like a bad taste in your mouth.
So you like this lemonade?
I like it.
Out of 10.
Out of 10, I like it more than Minute Maid.
Okay. Well, you hate Minute Maid, so that's good.
It's pretty good lemonade.
Pretty good lemonade out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to agree. I think it's pretty good lemonade out of 10, too. So with this segment, Fresh Squeeze, we have a bit of lemonade, but we also talk about our current music tastes. So if you could think of any recent songs that you've been listening to over and over again, and we add them to a big playlist on the UNA School of the Arts Spotify account on our Fresh Squeeze playlist. So if you can think of any songs you've been listening to, I can go first if you'd like.
Yes.
I hope this isn't on the playlist already, but for after going to the Rocky Horror event, I've been listening to a lot of Rocky Horror. And I think the song that I would add is Rose Tint My World, because I've been listening to that one on repeat.
Great song.
Great song. So Rose Tint My World from Rocky Horror.
Really
Great song.
good. Yes. The song that I have been listening to, I love Faye Webster. And one of her albums it's like a remake of her songs, but it's just like with an orchestra, and they just sound so pretty, and it's just so nice to listen to. So I'm picking the song Car Therapy by Faye Webster, and it's actually really fun to listen to in the car. So
Perfect car song, because you can scream it.
Yes.
That's great. I love those kinds of concert albums. Always love to see artists reinterpret their music. Transitioning. I know I teased at the beginning, but can you tell us a little bit about how you got into acting? Because I know this is kind of a newer experience for you that you kind of jumped into. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
I started acting about like senior year of high school, or maybe a little bit before, like the last like month before senior year. My high school didn't have like a theater department, and so it had a pretty big one like back in like the 80s. So long time to go, like without a
little bit before your time.
Right. You could say that. We got a theater teacher. She great woman. I love her so much. She's teaching at AUM now, I believe. And she's just like the kindest, most like just makes you like happy to like do things, you know, and just like lights up a room. And she was putting together like a showcase of just like little theater showcase. And she emailed me and was like, would you be interested in doing this? And I was like, sure, like she was just like the kind of person that you're just like, yeah, I'd love to do that, like, so she was just so like welcoming, and like, it didn't matter that like, because like pretty much all of us like had no experience with theater, and so she just like brought us in and was like, let's make something, and it was so fun, and it just felt right. I feel like a pretty like creative person, and I've like done a lot of different things creatively, like art, music, but like,
yeah, you already had that background like before you
yes.
got into acting. I think you already had the groundwork, because a lot of people start acting, I think, like pretty early on in their lives. And so it can be surprising to hear that someone who's an acting major started acting kind of late. But you already had the creative groundwork because you had done already a lot of art. You were in band for multiple years.
Yes.
So it's like you already know how these things work. In a lot of ways you're getting most of the important parts already. You're going to practice, you have responsibility, and you have to practice outside of school too. So it's like a lot of the things that are actually most important, I think you already had. So it's like, I think it's just like, oh, we're just doing something different now.
Right.
That's not that big of a deal. You can adjust to that. So I think it's interesting. You already kind of had the most important experience already, even if you were just kind of new to acting.
Yeah, I had done all of those things, but when like you said, it may have been it was later into
Right.
life, I guess.
The golden years, 18.
But I started later, but as soon as I started acting, it just like it felt right. Like it just like felt like everything kind of like clicked for me. I had been doing music for so long. Like I grew up like with music, and like making art, like painting and drawing, and just like band, and like all kind of things like that. But I loved it, and I still love it today, but I didn't like feel like, I don't know, it just wasn't there. But as soon as I started acting, it just felt like it all kind of clicked for me, and I was like, this is it. Like,
This is what you want to really do.
Right. I was like applying for colleges, and I was like, oh, I'm applying, but like I don't really know what I'm applying for, It's like I don't really like have like a direction, in mind. So it was really like, I don't know, like felt like, I feel like everybody feels like everyone else has it figured out, but we all feel different ways and everything. But as soon as I started acting, it just felt right. And it felt like this is what I need to be doing. It was just that like feeling that I was like looking for, So yeah, that's.
You mentioned applying to colleges and everything, and you're from Greenville, Alabama.
Yes.
So I was wondering about, how did you end up at UNA? That's a little bit a ways away. So
It is.
What drew you to UNA? What drew you to Florence, Alabama?
I felt like I had like kind of like outgrown my town. Just like it was such like a small town. Like like everybody's face. Like
Right.
yeah, you go to Walmart, you're seeing like 20 people, My graduating class was like 60 people. So it's like, everybody. And like, I felt like I needed a place to like grow as a person, and like have like room and space to like be myself. And like, Greenville didn't give me that,
Well, I mean, I guess college is a transitional period in life for a lot of people. And I think that if you're in the exact same place and you know everyone, it doesn't feel much like a transition. You
Right.
could feel like I'm still in the exact same phase of life.
Exactly.
So if you're transitioning into adulthood, you can be,
yeah.
here you are, Northern Alabama.
Yeah, I loved the idea of being able to like, it's like, I know it's like, oh, it's like this distance, and it's like, oh, you could be someone else anytime you want or whatever, but it's like, I don't know, something about just like being able to like start fresh in this like new town, and like be able to like be myself, and like, just great.
Okay, we've talked a little bit about how you got to UNA. So now that you're at UNA, Can you talk a little bit about your experience in the CAT department? And for those who don't know, CAT is Cinematic Arts and Theater.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can talk about your experience once you got here, because I think something that I like about UNA is that you kind of get to start taking those CAT classes immediately. I mean, you can get
Yes.
right into it.
I loved that. I loved that. My one of my first college classes was just a beginning acting class.
Right.
Loved it. I was so thankful that that was like one of my first classes here. I loved it so much, and it was such like a good experience. I took a beginning acting class, and it really just like made me feel like I had made the right choice. You know, I knew that I wanted to do it, and then I got here and I did it, and I was like, this is it. Yes, I feel great. And I loved that there were so many opportunities to get to know the people in the department and to work with the people and just to work with so many different kinds of people and so many different opportunities to learn different things. I love the idea of being a well-rounded artistically.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, our whole department is, if you learn about cinematic arts, if you're a movie guy, you still have to learn about theater and vice versa.
Right.
Or the design people have to take a film class too. You know, it goes all the way around. You have to do a
Yes.
little bit of, or even, an actor has to take stagecraft. So it's all, I like how it's all connected, because a lot of times that comes in handy.
Yes. I love that we get to put our hands on
Right.
everything. You know, we get to like try everything. And I love how hands-on everything is. It's great. I love it. I love getting to learn like things that I'm interested in and like having the opportunity to learn them in an environment that like pushes for that, you know? And we're all learning and we're all like figuring out how to make things and like
Yeah. We're talking about different, actors and stuff, learning different skills, and with film being connected to that, I know you're in an intro to film class right now. What's that like? What's it like for an actor to be in an intro to film class?
It's nice seeing the other side of it, and I assume as a film student having to take the acting classes, it's hopefully the same way. I take these classes and I'm like, I love this. I love being here. I love learning these things. It's the things I want to learn about, and I'm just so like enthusiastic about it. Like I've said, I didn't have that big of a background in acting, so every time I got here, every day I was learning something new, and I was like, oh, this is new, this is new, this is new. Like every single day I was learning something new. Like people would like say like a sentence and I would like know like 2 things they said and I'm like, okay, yes, I will do that. But I was like I have no idea what they said. But it's like, I love that like every day I was learning something new, and like every single day I'm like learning new things like creatively, and how in turn I can create things from learning these things. Just like even with acting, like I've gotten to learn so much every single day, and it's like now that I'm doing film, now I'm learning every single day. It's like
You're back to
everything.
square one with
Yeah.
a new subject.
Right. But I love it. I
Yeah.
love getting to learn all of these things, and it's so cool seeing how many moving parts go into making something that's even just like a minute long, It just takes so many like moving parts, and so many different things go into making something, and I love that. I love the creative processes and like this different skills it takes to just make different things. Love learning about that kind of thing.
Right. Can you tell me a little bit about one of your favorite experiences at UNA? Do you have any stories, anything, or any just projects that really excited you? Maybe Cotton Candy Skies. I know you really enjoyed that one.
I did. That was a film project a few months ago, back in August 2023. August 2023. It was the director was Mike Johnson, who is the chair
of Cinematic Arts and Theater, I
Yes.
believe, the whole department.
Yes, chair of the whole department. Yeah. So I acted in that, and I loved it. It was such a great experience. It was shot on film, like actual film, and it was so cool because I had never.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so every time they would say action, and it would like, they'd press it, and you would hear the film clicking, and it was like, oh wow. I wanted to like stop and just like listen to it, but it was just so like, it was so cool just getting to hear the actual film clicking as we were acting, and every take felt so like important.
Right.
It all.
There's a lot more weight to it when you can physically see what's being used to film. I mean, that's crazy.
Yes, it made every single moment feel like so important, and so it was just a great experience. I loved the set. I loved the crew. I loved acting in it. It was great. It was such a good experience. Jumping off from like learning so many, like getting to learn so many different things. Last year we had a visiting professor, Ariel Lauren.
Yes, shout out.
So amazing. She taught a puppetry class, a puppetry and movement class, and it was amazing. It was so fun getting to learn just like a new craft.
It kind of mixing performing and crafts, kind of.
Yes.
Two things you love.
Exactly. Yes. I think that may have been why it stuck with me so much, because I love art and I love performing. So it got to mix those two things for me. I was getting to hand make these puppets.
Right.
And also like performing with them, bringing them to life and learning how to do that and how to characterize them. And it stuck with me.
And now some people know you as the puppet guy,
Yes.
Your first project for Intro to Film there was a puppet in it, and you're the puppet guy, you have a bit of a reputation now, I think.
Yeah, that's how people introduce me.
This is Matt Jones, he's the puppet guy.
He's the puppet guy.
I think it's really cool that we have visiting professors that are able to come in and not only just fill positions, it's like they're not filling pre-established roles. It's not like, oh, we need a professor, so here, you get to teach this class. Like, that's part of it. There are classes that need to be taught. But Ariel was so passionate about puppetry, and clowning and these different big physical comedy feats. So it's like she got here and she got to share that passion with all of us and all of these acting students who were not familiar with that. It's like our professors have different skills, and it's great when you have professionals who are passionate about that kind of thing to share them with students, So many people got to learn about puppetry and got to be passionate about puppetry just because one person shared their passion. And that's what I love about having these visiting professors. Ariel's great. Ariel's wonderful. So we've talked a bit about your experience as a student here at UNA and some of the teachers that you've interacted with and all that. But you're also in a leadership position, and you are the vice president of Cat Guild. So can you tell me a little bit about Cat Guild? What does that entail exactly?
Yes, so Cat Guild, it's the same acronym, Cinematic Arts and Theater Guild. We're a fairly new club. We've got established as an RSO with the university.
Officially.
Yes, pretty recently.
Right.
Pretty recently, and we do weekly meetings at 4:30 to 5:30 in the Black Box.
On Wednesday?
On Wednesday, yes. Wednesdays, 4:30 to 5:30 in the Black Box Theater. And we typically, we do a lot of different things. Normally our weekly meetings will talk about like movies and directors that we love, and we'll play some theater games. We will play just like games that are typically involved with like theater and improv.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we do performance labs if there's anything that you're working on and you want like feedback and you want to show people what you're making. We have days where we just showcase those. And we also hold some pretty big events. We just held Rocky Horror,
Yes.
a showing of Rocky Horror. Was that last week?
It feels like 5 weeks ago. I don't know. It could have been last week. Could have been 2 weeks ago.
And so fun.
So fun.
Just a great big event.
Yeah, I think it's our annual event that we get the most people at. The attendance is always great, Rocky Horror.
Yes, it's so fun. And so we hold stuff like Rocky Horror, performance labs. Typically, we do an improv show of some sorts, and we do a big end of the year event for our seniors, and it's just a great way if you love theater, if you love film, you can just be a part of that. It doesn't even matter if you're in the department or not. You can just show up if you've got a small interest, if you've got a big interest. You can just show up and just get to have fun with a like-minded community that just all loves this thing.
Okay, I think we're kind of winding down, so it's time for our final segment, Fizzle Down Feel Good. Now, in this segment, you just talk about one good thing that's happened to you this week. It could be something small or something big, just as long as it was something good, it was this week. So do you have anything good like that?
Definitely. This past weekend was the Renaissance Fair.
Ooh.
Yes, Florence downtown. So fun. Went with some friends. I ate this giant turkey leg. It was huge, and it was so good.
For those listening right now, Matt's making a very exaggerated, like Fred Flintstone dinosaur-sized turkey leg gesture with his hands right now. He's using two hands to mime this giant turkey leg.
We waited in line for a good 30 minutes, and then we got further in the line, and then they said, it's going to be 45-minute wait, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
So we were like,
for the turkey legs?
For the turkey legs. Everybody wanted a turkey leg.
Wow. I would have, for the record, I would have also waited 45 minutes for that.
And so we got out of line and came back 45 minutes later and waited in line again. And then we got the turkey legs. So good. So worth it. And
you're a storyteller.
Yes. And then also they sell these like these bottles of like cream soda and root beer, but they come in these
just like in the medieval times.
in these glass, these like blue and beige like glass bottles, and they put a cork on them, and it's so good. It's delicious. So I had a big old turkey leg and some root beer. But it was great. I love dressing up for the Ren Fair and getting to see all of the vendors, and it's just a fun time. And then just hung out with friends. It was a great night. Great weekend.
That sounds super fun. My Fizzle Down Feel Good is that I went to a Halloween party on Saturday, and I got to dress up as Henry Spencer from Eraserhead. I had the little Eraserhead baby made out of clay, and his head kept falling off. But it was not that night. It was that was a problem that was solved. It was really fun. I really love dressing up at a big elaborate costume for Halloween. So I'm hoping to do it again sometime. So that was my Fizzle Down Feel Good. So I think that pretty much winds everything down. So before we leave, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, Cat Guild. The Instagram for that is just cat.guild. We have like updates for stuff that we're hosting on the Instagram, so you can follow that and see what those are. And our Cinematic Arts and Theater department is putting on Importance of Being Earnest, and that's November 14th through the 19th or 15th.
Sure, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't take my word for it,
but a couple days, and they've all been working really hard, and it's going to be an amazing show.
A hilarious show. So if you like things that are hilarious, you should see it.
Students get free tickets with campus groups. So sign up for that.
Yeah, what have you got to lose? Go ahead and watch it. Have a good time. Soda Pop, UNA Soda Pop on all those social media platforms. We're either UNA Soda or UNA Soda Pop. You can look those up. You know where to find us. And Matt, thank you for being on the show. You are a wonderful guest. And I guess that's it. So until next time, bye.